Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets run close, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you for joining us tonight in celebrating our top 20 graduates. You should be so proud of your high academic achievement and sustaining that high academic achievement throughout your high school career. We're going to continue to celebrate you. This year we're starting a new tradition. Across from the auditorium in the main hallway of the school, we have a new board that celebrates academic excellence, where your senior pictures, denoting that you were one of our top 20 graduates, will be on display for the next year. We hope that your work and your achievement will inspire those who come after you. Thank you for showing your Blue Devil pride and leaving a legacy of getting better every day for your peers. Thank you and good night.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I'm not sure when you're going to get this, but I hope that you do. And this is not how I envision this at all. It's a bit weird, but you've accomplished a tremendous honor, so the show must go on. I am honored to be introducing Liam Addy, and Liam, thank you so much for inviting me to speak. It's truly an honor. I had the privilege of having Liam last year in AP Psychology because in true Liam fashion, he's one step ahead all the time. Normally, I'm used to being the one that challenges students, but over the course of that year, Liam definitely challenged me as well. And we also got to know each other pretty well. He learned my deepest fears, the Amish, so tread lightly. But continued to stop by this year as well, and that's where I really learned a lot about Liam, especially the fact his taste in music could not be better. We were lucky enough to take a brief road trip to Montpelier, where I also learned his true passion for archaeology. Liam just had this uncanny ability to make class, that field trip, a little bit more enjoyable. His quick wit, his humor, and his refreshing intrinsic thirst for knowledge was truly a blessing to get to witness. However, I think Liam's best weapon is that he is unafraid. You see, a high school diploma does nothing on its own, and that's where Liam comes in. He has shown repeatedly that he's unafraid of failure, unafraid of judgment. This is part of what's gotten him here today, part of what makes his voice his own. Liam, please keep that same mentality and continue to ask the universe for your biggest wishes and desires, because there are so many of us in life that do not. This was something that I learned from my father. You can still fail at something that is ordinary and mundane, so you might as well shoot for the stars and take a chance on what you truly love. I'll leave you with one last piece of advice. The impact you have on others is the most valuable currency in the world. All material possessions, things that we gain, will break and fade away until all you're left with is what's in your heart. Liam is a very kind and caring individual who will be sincerely missed here at CCHS, specifically in my classroom. But he's on to bigger and better things, so it's a little bittersweet. He will be attending the University of Virginia, pursuing a degree in either archaeology or psychology and neuroscience. Either of these degrees will fit him well. Personally, I cannot wait to see what he achieves. The one and only Liam Addy. Liam, congratulations, enjoy this moment, and hey, stay in touch.
Hello, everyone. I have been asked to speak on the behalf of Brooke Athey. Brooke, I wanted to thank you for the opportunity to speak for you in the class of the 2020 Top 20 recognition video. This is the first time in 15 years I've been asked to speak for someone, and it is truly an honor to introduce such an outstanding person, let alone a great student. I have had the honor of knowing Brooke since before she was even in one of my classes, as she was always at her older brother's baseball games. I must say, I was skeptical of having Brooke in my sports medicine class since I had her brother the year before, but Brandon always did say Brooke was a smart one. In class, Brooke was always prepared and ready for anything you throw at her. This came from her dedication to her studies. Every time I would walk into the student aid room, I always saw her studying for upcoming quizzes and tests. I never knew a person that used more paper than I saw her use to study by rewriting the notes over and over and over, and, well, you get the point. To get a better understanding of Brooke, I wanted to ask some of her other teachers what they thought of her. But it's tough when you go to look at her schedule and realize that most of her teachers aren't at CCHS. The teachers I did get in touch with describe Brooke as a hard worker, that once she sets her mind to something, she's very determined to reach that goal. And she always puts everything she can into every assignment. Brooke plans to attend Shenandoah University and major in exercise science. I know she will accomplish anything she puts her mind towards and do excellent in her decided career path. Brooke, I wish you nothing but the best and thank you for the opportunity to be involved in your education.
It is with great pleasure I have the opportunity to speak on behalf of Mr. Gabriel Barros. Teachers with multiple preps have the ability to watch our students grow over the years. I first met Mr. Barros during his sophomore year in advanced placement biology. Early on, he proved to be a hardworking and responsible individual, which led to the development of his exceptional critical thinking skills. Mr. Barros showed a genuine fascination with the subject material when others just wanted to get past the test. I was so happy to see him again his senior year in honors anatomy. I was proud to see that the fascination and high personal work ethic had not wavered. Mr. Barros is not only an immensely gifted and dedicated student, but a terrific addition to the classroom as well. He has the ability to motivate and encourage his peers. Mr. Barros is able to offer serious critiques while engaging fellow students. He takes charge in the laboratory setting as a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, and who can forget the soccer and football fields. He is an immensely gifted and dedicated student who I was lucky to watch grow into a well-rounded young man. Mr. Barros will be attending CNU in the fall, where he will play soccer and major in biology. In addition, he will be participating in the Presidential Leadership and Pre-Med Scholars programs, with aspirations of attending Eastern Virginia Medical School. I want to say good luck in all your future endeavors. My room won't be the same without you.
Hello, my name is Amy McCabe, and I am here to introduce you to Devynn Bledsoe, who is one of our top 20 honorees. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be able to talk to you about Devynn today. I first got to know her when she started my economics and personal finance class in her junior year. As soon as I met Devynn, I knew that she was going to be a pleasure to have in the classroom, and she never disappointed me. She's just a wonderful, kind young woman who really, really goes out of her way to help others and do everything she can to give back. She's in the classroom. I found her to be very, very detail oriented, very meticulous. She is super, super well organized, and I used to laugh because even her planner was color coordinated. But the counterpoint to that is that she's been dancing since she was 3 years old. Any type of dance out there, she's done it. Jazz, tap, contemporary, modern, hip hop. She's done it all. And I love that creative side of Devynn to go along with her super structured. She's also taught dance to kids at a ballet company in Warrenton. And as far as kids go, she also is currently employed at Powell Wellness Center in the children's room. And she watches kids there and babysits, and she's always helping with kids everywhere she goes. Some of the things that she's done and accomplished in high school include National Honor Society, recognition of excellence, academic spotlight. She was on the literary magazine, involved with Student Council Association, a lot of things. But the biggest thing that I think that people think of her, or when they think of her, that she'll be remembered for is all of her contributions to homework helpers. And then she joined with Perfect Pals, and then this past year with the Hangout program. And she's always been a favorite of all those kids because she's just wonderful. And she kind of emits light and sunshine everywhere she goes. She's just got that big, gracious, generous heart. So Devynn will be attending CNU in the fall. She was accepted into the Honors and Presidential Leadership programs. And very impressively, she's planning on double majoring in mathematics and computer engineering, and then double minoring in leadership studies and dance. She's always, always so well-rounded. Devynn, I love you. You're an amazing young woman. It has truly been my pleasure to have you as a student and now as a friend. And I can't wait to see what you do. I love you. Good luck.
Jose Daniel Cerritos Martinez. Jose is academically ambitious. He does like being the best. He strives to and often does have the highest grade in the class. His notes and assignments are so meticulously done that even instructors want his notebook when a class is finished. With group projects, Jose has the plan. Beginning the day of the assignment, he has everyone organized and focused. The work must be completed early. On time is late on Jose's plan. Want to frustrate Jose? Give him a time limit. He gathers so much information to share that he can easily present for an entire class period and not even realize that 90 minutes has passed. What makes Jose so special is that at the root of all of this ambition is not pride, but rather a humble heart of service. He loves his family, his community, and his church. All of these have molded him into a person of strong conviction with a strong desire to serve those less fortunate. Jose wants to go into medicine. He is considering dentistry. When he speaks of this, he does not speak with pride of multiple degrees and white coats with his name embossed on them, but rather he quotes statistics about the need in certain communities. He speaks of dental hygiene as the foundation for good health. Jose does not want to be a doctor so others will look up to him. He wants to be a doctor so that he may live a life of service. In addition to his natural talents and gifts, Jose has what educators have come to call grit. Grit is a combination of passion for learning, perseverance, and purposeful activity. Natural talents can often make life easier, and thus grit does not develop. Jose has used grit to maximize his talents. Moving to the U.S. as a young child, Jose was fluent in English within 2 years. Since that time, he has seized every opportunity to grow as a person and a student. Last summer, he attended the Summer Residential Governor's School for Medicine and Health Sciences. Rather than enjoying the summer break, He was meeting in the lobby at 6:45 a.m. with lights out at 11 p.m. after a very full day. Jose is one of those people that you know will leave his mark on the world. He is a true scholar with a humble heart. It is that heart that guides him. In the fall, Jose will be a Robert W. Woodruff Scholar at Emory University. Jose, you deserve this tremendous opportunity, and we know that you will seize every opportunity that it offers. We will miss your diligence, compassion, and smile. We wish you the best that life has to offer.
What an honor it is to introduce to you a remarkable, and I don't use the word lightly, young lady, Cassidy Collart. Cassidy finished high school a semester early while taking college classes to be able to apply to Lord Fairfax's nursing program. These college classes included physiology, ethics, developmental psychology, and public speaking. She made the March deadline to apply and has been accepted. She finished high school, took college classes while serving on the Fredericksburg Rescue Squad. She's worked for the squad for 2 years and knows firsthand what she's getting into. She is well on her way to becoming a trained and licensed trauma nurse. She is the face I'd like to see if I have an emergency medical need. I had the privilege of teaching Cassidy in my dual enrollment 111-112 writing course her junior year. Taking a college class as a junior is often a stretch, and the inexperience and youth of the students usually apparent, but not with Cassidy. From the beginning, she was one of my strongest students. Her work was thorough, thoughtful, and often went above and beyond the requirements. Her passion, even then, was helping others in the medical field. She had already learned her EMT with a 98% and passed her state exam, highest in the class. Just to give you a glimpse of the kind of student she is. She's not just good on paper, she did an impressive how-to speech in my class on how to backboard a patient. It was fortunate for her that her helpful, also smart twin brother was in the class and willing to be her model. This how-to demonstrated her skill, her organization, and her public speaking ability. I looked forward to reading her essays. I enjoyed hearing her opinions, and I liked knowing that a group project was going to turn out well if she was involved. Despite how notable all of her accomplishments are, it is her character that impresses me the most about Cassidy. Her passion has driven her, her work ethic has helped her be successful, her compassion is necessary in her chosen field, and her integrity sets her apart. If character determines destiny, as stated on a poster outside Nurse Brubrecker's door, Cassidy's destiny is indeed bright, and my life has been enriched by knowing her. Congratulations, Cassidy.
Hello, graduates at CCHS in the top 20. As you know, I'm Mr. Martz, and it is an honor to be asked to speak on behalf of Summer Dames, who has been a tremendous young lady these past 4 years at CCHS, and I am humbled and honored to be able to speak on her behalf. Let me begin first on pointing out the obvious, what an amazing academician she's been throughout her time. And I don't believe in all the years for being there have I ever heard her complain about any class or how things are going in that class. She just found a way to always overcome and adapt to it no matter what, which is a true sign of a champion and embodies a spirit that we have at CCHS. And then on the flip side of that, you're not just a gifted academics, you're a gifted athlete as well. You have been a shining star of sportsmanship and hard work for so long at CCHS. You've been a tribute to what the word student athlete is supposed to be. And you know, it's always impressive to see that. But Summer, I think that without a doubt, you have really been exceptional on both those realms. And I know how hard that is as being one in my past and seeing so many before you in the past 20 years that I've been at CC. You truly will always stand out as a great one. That being said, there is absolutely no question that you've been an asset to us here at CCHS. And as you choose to go on to your future endeavors, you're going to be an asset in college as well, and in the workforce, and in our wonderful world. You're a bright star that has come out of Culpeper. We love you. We'll miss you. God bless you, and good luck.
I'd like to congratulate Chase Fowler on years of dedication and hard work. Being in the top 20 of your graduating class is quite an accomplishment, and he's worked hard to do that. Chase started as a freshman in my class and excelled at everything we did. Projects, classwork, anything that I could give him, he did, and he did really well. And as I talked to other teachers, I found that he did the same thing in every class he had. Once I got him involved and got him going in the shop, we began to work with our CNC machine, and he became really good at using that. Now that machine, you use a computer to cause an automated plasma cutter to cut out two-dimensional objects. He had worked with another student on his freshman year, learning how to do it, and became better and better with it. He had begun teaching another student this year, his senior year, and hopefully Bailey is as good with it as Chase was this year. I've even had a couple of people that had job offers for him, but he decided he wanted to go to Virginia Tech, which again is a great choice. It's my alma mater, and I think he'll do well there as anybody could. He's been a great officer. He works well with his team. He seems to enjoy things. We've taken him all over the place in the state to do different competitions, and he is an excellent student to have in class. Chase is a student that I'm going to miss. I've enjoyed working with him over the past 4 years. I wish him well, and if anything I can do for him while he's in Virginia Tech and needs my help, I'll be happy to do that for him. So again, Chase, congratulations. Job well done, and continue on the hard work, and you'll do just as well in the future.
Nicholas James Goudot. Remember this name, Nick Goudot. I promise you, you will hear it again because Nick is absolutely amazing, and no matter what path he chooses, I am convinced he will be remembered. Nick is a global citizen. That does not mean that he has been afforded the opportunity to travel the world. It means he has an insatiable desire to learn about the world and its people. Ask Nick the most obscure fact about the most obscure place in the world, and Nick probably knows the answer. Ask him an obscure fact about Culpeper County, and he probably knows the answer. He has this ability to remember copious amounts of information, and he is interested in everything. An anchor for his academic team, he is a sought-after trivia partner. At Mountain Vista, he is one of our trivia champions. Although this is a tremendous gift, Nick is so much more than a living Google search. Nick's leadership skills are evident on a daily basis. Nick has the ability to quickly dissect the task at hand, assess the skills of his peers, and organize a group to perform in an efficient, productive manner, all while serving as the mastermind behind the grand scheme. And that scheme will be grand. Nick has the ability to think so outside of the box that teachers are often stumped by his truly ingenious thinking. The best part is that he does all of this with a sense of humor that has everyone enjoying the experience. When teachers say he is a joy to have in class, they mean he is a joy to have in class. If I dare to ponder the direction of Nick's future, I am only confident of one thing. It will not involve calculus. He will definitely assign that to a fellow teammate. Nick could be that wise college professor, the president of a nonprofit, the leader of a world organization, a campaign consultant, or the president of the United States. He could also be that devoted husband and father that serves in the local government and fights for the needs of everyone in his community. Of this much I am confident. Everyone involved in Nick Goudot's future will be better because of their time with Nick. Yes, he is a brilliant thinker and astute leader who knows a lot of information, but none of these are what make Nick so special. Nick is a person of character. Nick is the epitome of a good, moral person. Nick wants to know things because he wants to make things better. He wants to make things better for all human beings, no matter who they are. Nick is wise beyond his years. Nick has gifts, but his greatest gift is his heart. Congrats, Mom and Dad. You have raised one amazing son. No matter the path you choose, Nick, I wish you health and happiness. I thank you because I, too, am better because of my time with you. Thanks, Nick.
Today I have the honor to speak on behalf of Megan Heidelberg. Over the past 2 years, I've gotten to know Megan very well, and Megan's a wonderful person. She's an amazing student and a great athlete. Some of the things that Megan has done over her high school career are being an all-A honor roll student throughout all 4 years of high school. She graduated in the top 1% of her graduating class. She was highlighted in the academic spotlight her junior and senior year. She was the Econ and Finance Student of the Year. She was a Word Right Challenge highest individual award winner. And she was a scholar athlete her junior and senior year. Community service-wise, she taught Sunday school at her church. She was a math tutor for CCHS. She was a Maker Faire and Special Olympic volunteer. Sport-wise, she was a 2-time captain of the girls' track and field team. She was a gymnastics coach for 2 years, and she also was a gymnast for multiple years. She was part of the National Honor Society for 2 years. She was a Perfect Pals mentor for 3 years, and she was a part of the FBLA for 3 years. During her 3 seasons with track, she was a 10-time All-District athlete, 7-time All-Region athlete, and a 2-time All-State athlete, including being a runner-up at the state meet indoor and march in long jump, and also tying the long jump record for the school. That being said, that's going to get me to a short story of why I believe Megan will be such an amazing and successful person. Megan came onto the track not looking to be this amazing person and go to school to run track. She basically was told by her friends that, hey, if you're a gymnast, you'll probably be pretty good at track. You should do this. Come hang out with us. We're all friends. That was a great day for me because she has become one of the best athletes I've ever had. Megan has a thing in her body that she was born with. It's not like a regular type of competitiveness, but I'm sure a lot of you have been watching The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. Not saying that Megan's Michael Jordan, but some people are born with that amount of competitiveness that if you go out and beat them, they're going to do everything in their power to come back and not let you ever beat them again. Megan has that. And I saw that from the first year I ever coached her. That being said, this is why I think she's going to be a very successful person no matter what she does in life. Virginia Tech was her first, school. She only applied to Virginia Tech. She got into Virginia Tech. Sign, seal, deliver, book, close, bow. It's over. She finished second in the state in long jump. After really working hard, she would stay after to lift weights. She would do everything in practice and then say, what else can I do to be better? Just all the attributes you hear about, first to show up, last to leave, that's Megan. She would come out on her own and just run over the weekend, not tell anybody, just putting in extra work. The things that you need to do to be successful in life, that's what Megan was doing. But Megan did not see that she was as good as she was until she finished second in the state. That day she said, hey, do you think other schools would be interested in me and I could run track somewhere? And I said, yes, I've been telling you that you could run track somewhere else. And I believe she could have ran at Tech if we would have had an outdoor season, because Megan was on the verge of really being one of the breakout athletes in Virginia. That day, Megan made a decision that I feel like is going to really make her successful in life. Everyone has a path that they think is right for them. Everyone has a path that they think they want to go until something else happens and they have to change and they have to adapt. And she did that. She made a decision. She decided to go to William and Mary, which is also an excellent school, which I believe she'll probably have the chance to be a scholarship athlete next year once she shows her coaches the type of athlete that I've already seen her to be. So that being said, Megan, you're amazing. Thank you for letting me speak for you. I appreciate getting to know you over these 2 years, and I know you're going to be a very successful person no matter what you do. Never change for anybody.
Jessica, I want to congratulate you for being one of the top 20 students for the class of 2020 at Culpeper County High School. I've had the pleasure of having Jessica in my creative writing class, both her junior and senior years, and also as a student in my English dual enrollment class this school year. She was always a delight to have in class and eager to dive into whatever assignment I gave. During her senior year with me, she became much more confident in her writing and was willing to share her work with the class, which can be quite intimidating as teenagers don't always want to take the risk of sharing their unfinished work. Jessica was one of my students who was selected to represent our school in the VHSL Creative Writing State Championship 2 years in a row. Her work was only one of 6 pieces school-wide that was selected each year to be included in this competition folder. I'm proud to say that in that competition, her work received a superior rating both years, which is impressive considering that we were competing with much larger school systems in the state, and this truly highlights her talent in writing. Jessica has many talents besides being a superior writer and student. She's also a very talented artist, as you can see from her original piece here. She submitted this beautiful piece that was going to be showcased in this year's literary magazine. However, due to the school closure, the magazine was unable to be completed. Both her dual enrollment and creative writing classmates enjoy her presentations, as she would include her original artwork, and they watched in awe, as I have every time I have seen this talented young woman showcase her creativity. Jessica's creativity is like nothing I have ever seen before in a high school student. Her writing and projects are always stellar, and she produces work beyond her years. She will be attending an art school in the fall, and I can only imagine the brilliant work that she will produce. When she is a famous artist in the future, I will be able to say that she was my student and she taught me so much. Jessica plans to attend the Savannah College of Art and Design in the fall, and I feel certain that she will accomplish great things in the future. Jessica, please follow your dreams, as the sky's the limit for whatever you desire to accomplish in life. And please keep writing, as you truly have a gift and a voice to share with the world. Thank you again for asking me to speak on your behalf. I truly will miss you. Best of luck on your next adventure, and go into the world and be you, the intelligent, creative, beautiful artist that I have come to know and love. Best wishes.
Emily Coberline. First of all, it is an honor and a privilege to present this top 20 graduating senior. This young woman epitomizes what it means to be hardworking, not only in school, but in music, sports, and in our community. She has had a full plate throughout her high school career, but it's her kind nature and straightforward attitude that makes her stand out to me. I was able to get to know Emily in AP Lit this year, and it was clear from day one in class that her list of accomplishments pales in comparison to the kind of person she is. She was my go-to person in class for deep insight into literature, along with her no-fear attitude about speaking her mind, regardless of what the norm was. Specifically, when thinking of Emily as a thoughtful writer and insightful young woman, I go back to her uncanny ability to describe the characters of The Shining. She nailed the character of Dick Halloran in her writing by revealing the deep and remarkable character traits while using her own unique style. She described Dick as having a voice of reason and as being bright and bubbly, and I could say that those traits exemplify Emily as a person and as a student in class. As the year changed due to circumstances beyond our control, I especially miss our lunch chats. When she'd come in to heat up her lunch and make me smile with her silly anecdotes from the day and her beautiful smile. These short but meaningful powwows became a cherished part of my day. So thank you, Emily, for giving me a much needed break sometimes from the chaos. It has been an absolute joy to share her company in AP Lit this year. And as she heads off to attend the University of Mary Washington in the fall to study secondary education, I know that she will make her mark there and beyond. Congrats, Emily. I'm so proud of you.
Hello everyone, my name is Coach Kalinga. I've had the privilege of coaching our varsity soccer program here at CC for the past 14 years. And I've seen girls come through the program, and Casey is one of a kind. 5 years ago when she came into our program, already she struck me as a very committed young lady, very respectful. And then now we're looking 5 years later, Casey has truly influenced my life and the lives of many young ladies through our program here. At first, when she came in our program 5 years ago as a junior varsity player, she already struck me then as very polite, respectful, hardworking, and talented. Knowing Casey, you cannot forget just the hard work that she put in. If you've seen Casey play, she never gives up. That's Casey. She never gives up. Casey has to drive. She's got a drive of a line that's going to get something never quit. And those are things that we as coaches we cherish. There are many things that in our careers that may be difficult and tough to go through as a coach. But when you have moments where you have a player who look up to you and who's been inspired by you, it means a lot. So this moment to me, when Casey called me and said, Coach, can you say something about me? I said, man, it's going to be very hard to stop. The other thing I noticed about Casey is her passion and the love for people. You could see that she loved her teammates, she cared about her teammate, and that to me, it was something that truly was just different from many. She truly cared. It was not just about herself, and she put others first. And when you think about Casey Mize, that name is synonymous of hard work, passion, commitment, drive. What else that Casey Mize does not do? Great soccer player, talented singer, community leader. She's passionate about so many other things. And I was even blown away when I saw Casey Mize in a firefighter suit. And I'm like, whoa, what else that she doesn't do? And today to look at Casey on the top 20, to me, I could not be more proud. Casey is one committed young lady, dedicated. Whatever she sets her mind to, she goes after it. And also, Casey, she's driven. Wow, she's so driven. She's got the drive. You watch her play. When I look at Casey on the field, she never gives up. She will chase after someone. She will go after a ball. She will not stop until she gets it. She will run from one end of the field to the other. That Casey Mize truly been reflected in everything else that she did. We saw Casey, when you see Casey on the field, when you see Casey at school, you see Casey in the community, she's driven, committed, and passionate. But we can't just talk about Casey on the outside. But the truth, Casey is a young person on the inside. Casey has a heart that is compassionate. She loves people. She loves to help. She loves to be there for others. That is Casey. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. That came from one love. That's very important to her, the love of God. So Casey, thank you so much for sharing your life with us. Thank you for allowing me to coach you, for being your coach and your mentor. I wish you all the best and I wish you great success. Don't give up. Continue to chase your dreams and you will be successful. God bless you.
Welcome to Top 20, 2020, Quarantine Edition. For those who don't know me, I'm Mary Jo Hyde, biology teacher, SCA sponsor, and Chick-fil-A sponsor. I'm here to talk about Cassandra Morales. I actually never taught Cassandra. She was one of those bright kids who went straight into AP biology. Spoke to Miss Dodson about her, and she said that she was a great student, always strived to do her best. Guess I've known Cassandra most through sports and her involvement with Chick-fil-A and SCA, and I'm so happy to talk about her today. She was a field hockey player freshman year, sophomore year, decided to give cross country a try junior year. Wasn't so much for her, went back to field hockey senior year. Was on the track team all 4 years. I spoke with Coach Dennis and Miss Willette. Coach Dennis says that she's very motivated and determined, not settling for being just good enough, but always wanting to do her best. Mrs. Willette, hold on, I'm looking at my phone, also said that she was a team leader, always striving to do her best, always looking out for other team members and the coaches. And I have to say that's my same experience with Cassandra. Having her as a member of Chick-fil-A last year, she was a leader and involved in everything, always there, always wanting to do her best. This year, stepping in to exec council on SCA and as our SCA president, Cassandra was great, always striving for the best in herself and wanting the best out of all the other members of SCA. She would set high expectations for everyone and was always willing to lead and be there to help out with everything. I'm excited to see what her future holds, excited for her at UVA. She's planning to study biology with a minor in computer science. Even though I never taught you, Cassandra, I'm always here if you have questions. And I'm sorry that our year was cut short. I know we had a lot of really exciting plans, but I'm sending you a virtual hug until I can give you one in person. Good luck to you at UVA. You are an amazing young lady.
Hi, I'm Chris Deal. Like the others who've been tapped to give a speech honoring a top 20 graduate for the class of 2020, I've never done this before without an audience. So I consulted someone who gives speeches virtually all of the time. He said, you have to imagine the audience is inside the camera lens. Speak directly into the lens of the camera. Make eye contact. I had a hard time imagining an audience inside the camera lens, so instead I sort of created my own audience, as it were, out of poster paper and pens. Here he is, my honoree, Jordan Murphy, top 20 graduate of the CCHS class of 2020. I might have done a better job, Jordan, but I'm working on the fly, as a lot of us are forced to do these days, so this will have to suffice. But as you can see, I've kind of emphasized some of Jordan's salient traits, among them his broad and charming smile. But foremost is his very large head, which on closer inspection is made up mostly of hair. Over the past many months, he's studiously cultivated quite the bodacious afro. I like to think of Jordan's hair as an apt metaphor for all of the knowledge and learning he has been packing inside his head since he came into Culpeper County High School. I had the privilege of teaching Jordan in AP English 11 language and composition. I feel fortunate to have been able to contribute perhaps then just a small wedge of the knowledge stored now inside his head. In our class, Jordan showed a keen mind and determined focus, demonstrating both strong organizational skills and a prodigious work ethic. Always inquisitive and open to constructive feedback and direction, he was very teachable. He was actively engaged in the AP curriculum, and he was an effective team member in collaborative activities. He was all these things, but more than that, he showed a genuine interest in and concern for his fellow classmates. Jordan, above all, is just a sincerely empathetic and compassionate person. He reminds me a little of a student I had many years ago who went on to have a successful career at the Air Force Academy and later applied for a position in the U.S. government for which he needed a top secret security clearance. So one afternoon, I met with a government official, a G-man, who for the better part of an hour and a half grilled me with numerous questions about this former student's character and integrity. I'll never forget one of the questions in particular he asked. "Would you trust this person with your wallet?" I said, "Of course, without a second thought. In fact, I'd trust him with my wallet, car, and house." I feel the same way about Jordan today. I hold none of my current or former students in higher regard for their honesty, earnestness, character, and integrity than I do you, Jordan. I know that as you move forward from Culpeper County High School, that enormous amount of knowledge and learning, combined with your honesty and integrity, will open many doors for you. Others you'll open through your grit and determination. But with each doorway you pass through, I hope you find not just knowledge and new learning experiences, but also meaning and happiness. I know your parents are proud of you. On behalf of your faculty and staff, I can attest that we are proud of you. And as for me personally, I am confident that you will find a path that carries you into a meaningful life. Go forth and prosper. Congratulations. We wish you and Bray the best always.
Good afternoon, evening, or perhaps morning. It's morning as you watch this. We are in uncharted waters as we say congratulations and Godspeed to the class of 2020. I'm honored yet sad that I'm speaking about Ellie Ragle. We never got to say a last goodbye, or have a last gripe session, or final farewell before Allie's life took a new path. A new normal has begun for this class and everyone. Ellie, thank you for the opportunity to say goodbye and how much I enjoyed getting to know you. Ellie's a delightful young woman. I first met during softball and basketball seasons. I sold tickets at both events and got to see how she was with the teammates and then in class. She later crossed my doorway in distance learning. It was there I saw how hardworking, focused, and chatty she was. She finished her work, and then we would quietly visit. We also spent time decompressing after choir or a rough morning in Germana. You see, Allie does not suffer fools lightly, as my mother would say. Her maturity and no-nonsense personality have little time for, as I would say, stupid. She looks at life with humor and sarcasm, something we have in common. Allie is not only an athlete and awesome student, she is also a talented vocalist. She was always ready to lend me a helping hand, filling my tea kettle, getting me a Mountain Dew, or surprising me with a sweet tea from her favorite place, Chick-fil-A. All this was done with a smile and plenty of snark. Allie, it has been a pleasure and a joy to have known you and to have been a small part of your life. May your future be bright and filled with all you desire. Good luck. I will miss you.
It is a treat to introduce to you a top student who wants to major in English and become an English teacher. I have loved having Trey read in both of my dual enrollment classes. Last year, he took English 111, 112, a writing course, and this year he took English 243, 244, British literature. Trey excelled in both, but his passion seems to be literature. While other eyes glass over and groans are stifled, Trey's eyes light up and interest is piqued when another T.S. Eliot poem is assigned or a paper on satire is required. Seriously, it is so rewarding to have a few students who truly love the subject matter. Trey enriched my third block with his enthusiasm and his insights. Trey is very smart, a top 20 student, an active member of the award-winning Scholarship Bowl all 4 years of high school, which he claimed helped spark his interest in English, a pretty competent gamer, favorite game Persona 5, which inspired his love of Japanese culture, and a budding writer. Although not an officer in the Culpeper Lit Mag, Trey was often seen in Miss Murphy's room lending moral support and submitting some of his work. One of Trey's poems was selected for the VHSL writing competition. If this year's Lit Mag gets to be published, you will find one of Trey's poems there. Trey has only one semester to complete at Germanna this fall, and he will have his associate's degree. Obviously, Trey was successful with a number of college classes while in high school. After Germanna, Trey plans to attend George Mason University and pursue a degree in English with a minor in Japanese studies. He will probably stay an additional year and get his master's and his teaching license. Hurry, Trey. Retirement is beckoning. Trey has a graduation trip planned to Japan when travel is again possible, and a desire to teach English in Japan for a year or two after he graduates. I love Trey's sense of adventure, his strong work ethic, his intelligence, and his kindness. It has truly been a pleasure having this young man in my classes for 2 years. Ganbatte kudasai. Best of luck, Trey.
Hello, my name is Amy McCabe, and I am here again to talk to you about Jillian Rose Sasso, another one of our amazing top 20 honorees. I got to know Jillian a couple years ago. She was a junior in my economics and personal finance class, and right at the beginning of class, I kind of had the vibe from her that she wasn't overly impressed with me or the class itself. Econ and personal finance is, of course, required, and Jillian is just a girl who is motivated and driven and knows exactly where she wants to be, and she's got all of her life planned out, and she doesn't like to be deterred by things that she doesn't necessarily need. So that was kind of my initial impression of Jillian. Thankfully, it all worked out. She was an amazing student. We got along great, and she's just been a blessing and a pleasure to me ever since then. But in the classroom, I noticed right away that Jillian had a special ability to kind of lead people, I think even unknowingly. And the way that my class was set up at the time, she was in a group of 6, and she was definitely the unspoken leader amongst that team. They just did a lot better when she was around. So I know that she has great leadership potential, and I know she's going to be an amazing leader in the future. Jillian also has so many accolades from high school that there are too many to mention. She was in National Honor Society, recognition of excellence every year, academic spotlight. She also played a big role in band. She was the drum major her junior year. And then also her junior year, she started the pep band, which performs at different events, but she organized and led all of that. She has so many accolades in band, from making state band, district band, all sorts of different things. But also she was involved with Literary Magazine, Academic Spotlight, Academic Team, and all sorts of other things. She's just really, really had a very solid high school career. She also sings, and I like that she has these creative outlets to go along with her motivated, driven side. Jillian will be attending Virginia Tech in the fall. She's been accepted into the engineering and honors programs. Jillian, I love you. I've told you this before, but I think you're amazing. You just have everything going on. You are all that is right with the world, and I expect amazing, great things from you, which you've never disappointed me so far. So I can't wait to see where you go from here. I love you. Good luck.
It is a true pleasure to have the opportunity to present Amy Thielen as one of our esteemed top 20 graduates this year. Her excitement and energy for life truly sets her apart, and it's easy to find joy being in her presence. Her academic accolades, along with her talent in sports, theater, and community volunteer work, are just the tip of who Amy is. Her laughter is infectious, and it was an honor to have had her in AP Lit and Composition this year. Although I will picture Amy as the grandma in the Addams Family musical and always smile, it is the many snapshots of her in class and around the school that will stand out as the fondest memories. In class, her clear voice and analytical skill were obvious in her writing, and her creativity with which she showed these skills was a treat to see. Specifically, her 6-word fiction about the characters in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest still makes me chuckle, because she nailed the characters at their deepest, most raw nature, like McMurphy's description, "Living with loonies, it's too easy." I will always fondly recall her recitation of the lines of one of the witches in Macbeth. Her love of acting and her fun nature were clear to the whole class. Aside from her hard work and dedication, her beautiful and genuine nature is what I think of most when I think of Amy. One of the highlights of my year was finding a little handwritten note on my desk after class, thanking me for being a great teacher. This truly shows the thoughtful and generous young woman that I am proud to know. She made my day just by being her. I know Amy will do great things in life with her fun-loving and genuine nature to guide her. As she heads to Utah Valley University in the fall to study outdoor recreation, I wish her the best of luck as she takes on the world, spreading her joy and kindness to those lucky enough to know her. Congrats, Amy. I'm really proud of you.
Good afternoon. I am Holly Lamb, the Distance Learning Facilitator and Monitor. I am honored to speak on behalf of Nathaniel Yowell. I only just met Nathaniel this school year. As a Mountain Vista Governor School student, he was only with me for one semester. Many of my students are repeat customers, or I have them full year. But I was fortunate to meet Nathaniel in August of 2019. He was a quiet student at first, but as he got comfortable and settled in, his personality came out. He is a bright and focused student. We had many conversations that showed his dry, sarcastic sense of humor and extreme intelligence. Every day was a joy and a welcome distraction. Like so many of my Mountain Vista and Germana Scholar students, Nathaniel works with purpose, wanting to complete his work and study for other classes or just take a much-needed break. He will be attending Virginia Tech in the fall to study biological science. Virginia Tech is getting a hard-working, dedicated young man. I will miss our chats and have enjoyed having him in distance learning. I wish him all the best as he takes the next path of life's journey.